I used to think that eating more meat or buying pricey supplements was the only way to stay strong as I got older. That's what we've always been told, right? That animal protein is the gold standard, and that if you don't load up on chicken breast or protein shakes, your muscles will slowly fade away. But not long ago, something surprising happened. I was organizing my pantry when I noticed a bag of dry beans I hadn't touched in months. Out of curiosity, I started digging into what these little things actually offered. And what I discovered absolutely stunned me. Turns out, right there in that bag, costing less than $2, was one of the most powerful muscle-building foods for people over 60. Not only do beans provide just as much usable protein as meat, but they do so while protecting your heart, fighting inflammation, and saving you hundreds of dollars a year. And the best part? It's all backed by solid scientific research. So in today's video, I'm going to walk you through everything I've learned, step by step. I'll show you how beans compare to animal protein, how to prepare them so they're gentle on digestion, and most importantly, which specific types give you the biggest muscle boost as you age. Some of this might go completely against what you've believed for years, but once you hear the facts, you'll never look at protein the same way again. But first, tell me in the comments, have you ever tried using beans as a main source of protein? Or are you still leaning mostly on meat? I'm truly curious to hear your experience. We read every comment, and your story might inspire someone else to make a change. All right, ready to dive in? Let's start by looking at what actually happens to our muscles after 60, and why it's more urgent than most people realize. Well, the truth is, we start to lose muscle little by little, year after year, and most people don't even notice until the effects are too obvious to ignore. Getting up from a chair takes more effort. Your legs feel weaker on stairs. You can't carry the same groceries you used to handle with ease. This slow breakdown has a name, sarcopenia, and it's more common and more dangerous than most people realize. Once you reach your 50s, your body naturally starts to shed muscle mass at a rate of about 0.5 to 1.2% every single year. That may not sound like much, but over a decade, it adds up to a serious loss in strength, stability, and independence. And here's the part that most doctors don't say clearly enough. This isn't just about staying toned or looking fit. Muscle is what keeps you balanced, keeps your bones safe when you move, and gives you the power to catch yourself when you trip. When muscle fades, risk of falling goes way up, and so does the risk of injury, disability, and even earlier mortality. But here's the good news. This isn't something you're helpless against. We now know that with the right kind of food and some consistent movement, muscle loss isn't just preventable, it's actually reversible. As we age, our bodies become less responsive to protein. It takes more of it to trigger the same muscle-building effect we had when we were younger. For example, a 30-year-old might get full benefit from 20 grams of quality protein per meal. But someone over 60? They often need 30 to 40 grams in one sitting to get that same effect. The difference comes down to something called anabolic resistance, a fancy way of saying that our muscles stop listening to protein the way they used to. And unless we adjust for that change, we gradually grow weaker even if we're eating enough. But we can turn that around, starting with the kind of protein we choose, how we eat it, and when. We eat it. And that's exactly where beans come in. Because not only can they help you meet those higher protein needs, they also deliver a bonus your muscles absolutely crave. Up next, I'll show you how these humble foods do what many expensive supplements can't, and why science is now taking beans more seriously than ever before. When most people hear the word protein, they picture a piece of chicken, a steak, maybe a few eggs. That's what we've been taught. Animal foods equal strength. But the truth is, many types of beans contain just as much or even more protein than those traditional sources. And in some cases, the quality of that protein is far better suited to the needs of aging muscles. Let's take soybeans, for example. 1 cup of cooked soybeans delivers an incredible 31 grams of protein, more than you'd get from a 4-ounce serving of chicken breast. And unlike many other plant-based options, soybeans naturally provide all 9 essential amino acids, making them what scientists call a complete protein. But soybeans aren't alone. Lentils offer about 18 grams per cup, while black beans, kidney beans, and chickpeas each come in around 15 grams. These aren't small numbers. They're enough to support real muscle maintenance, especially when spread throughout the day. Now, you might have heard a common myth that plant proteins are incomplete or somehow weaker than animal proteins. Let's clear that up once and for all. It's true that most beans are slightly lower in one amino acid called methionine, but they're packed with lysine, which balances things out beautifully when combined with grains like rice, oats, or whole wheat. Those grains, in turn, bring the methionine that beans lack. It's like nature designed them to work as a team. And this isn't some trendy modern discovery. Cultures around the world have known this for centuries. Rice and beans in Latin America, lentils with rice in India, hummus with pita in the Middle East. These combinations weren't random. They were nutritional genius, long before anyone had a lab to test them. And here's where beans go far beyond just protein. Each serving delivers a wide range of nutrients your muscles need to function properly. Magnesium, B vitamins, fiber, antioxidants, all working together to fight inflammation, improve circulation, and support recovery. So while animal protein might give you the raw building blocks, beans offer the full package. They don't just help build muscle, they protect it. And what about digestibility? That's a fair question, and we'll get to that in just a moment. But first, let's take a closer look at which specific beans deliver the most benefit, and how to make them work for your body meal after meal. Kicking off our list at number 5 is one of the most approachable beans for beginners, chickpeas, also known as garbanzo beans. At first glance, they may not look like much, but every cooked cup gives you about 14.5 grams of plant-based protein, along with fiber, iron, and magnesium. And unlike some beans that can be tricky to work into your meals, chickpeas are incredibly versatile. You can roast them into a crunchy snack, blend them into smooth hummus, toss them into salads, or add them to soups and stews. Their mild flavor and firm texture make them the perfect entry point for anyone easing into plant-based eating. And don't let that slightly lower protein number fool you. What chickpeas lack in total grams, they make up for in practicality. Because the easier a food is to prepare, the more likely you are to eat it consistently, and that's what matters most when it comes to protecting your muscle over time. Want to boost their impact even more? Pair them with a whole grain like brown rice or quinoa, and you've got yourself a complete protein powerhouse, perfect for lunch or dinner. Coming in at number 4 is a true hidden gem, black beans. Each cup of these dark, glossy beans packs around 15 grams of protein, making them one of the top contenders in the bean family. But what really sets black beans apart isn't just the protein, it's the deep color. Those dark pigments are called anthocyanins, and they act like tiny shields inside your body, helping to reduce inflammation and support muscle recovery. For older adults dealing with chronic soreness, stiff joints, or general fatigue after simple movement, that anti-inflammatory effect can make a world of difference. Black beans also hold up incredibly well during batch cooking. You can prepare a big pot at the start of the week, freeze what you don't use, and they'll maintain their texture and flavor perfectly. Add the isomas, M2 soups, grain bowls, or mash them into burger patties. The options are endless, and the benefits go far beyond just protein. And here's a tip. Combine black beans with vitamin C-rich foods like bell peppers or tomatoes to dramatically boost iron absorption. That means better oxygen delivery to your muscles and faster recovery after activity. But as good as black beans are, they're still just the beginning. Because up next is a bean that needs no soaking, cooks in under 30 minutes, and delivers more protein than most people expect. Taking the number 3 spot, lentils. Unlike many other legumes, lentils don't need soaking and they cook in just 20 to 30 minutes. Some varieties, like red lentils, soften even faster, turning creamy and smooth with minimal effort. That makes them perfect for busy days, sensitive teeth, or anyone who wants protein without the prep hassle. Per cooked cup, lentils deliver nearly 18 grams of high-quality protein. But they also bring something extra to the table: B vitamins, especially folate, which helps the body use that protein more effectively. Just 1 cup gives you about 70% of your daily folate requirements, making lentils a top choice for seniors who want more than just protein grams. They want results. And don't overlook their natural magnesium content, which supports muscle contractions and reduces cramping, an essential part of feeling strong, not just being strong. With their mild, earthy flavor, lentils fit into almost any dish. Stir them into soups, stews, or grain bowls. Or try red lentils in a creamy curry. They practically melt into the sauce while delivering serious nutrition. But if you think lentils are impressive, wait until you meet the next contender. At number 2, we have the undisputed champion of plant-based protein, soybeans. 1 cooked cup of mature soybeans delivers a jaw-dropping 31 grams of protein, more than a 4-ounce serving of chicken breast. Soybeans are one of the very few plant foods that naturally contain all 9 essential amino acids, making them a complete protein, something your muscles need to rebuild, repair, and stay functional with age. But soy's benefits go beyond muscle. These beans are also packed with magnesium, iron, and B vitamins, creating the perfect nutrient environment for supporting strength, metabolism, and recovery. Even better, soy is rich in leucine, the amino acid that acts like a switch for muscle growth. Your body needs more leucine to activate protein synthesis, and soy delivers it in a natural, food-based form that your body recognizes and absorbs efficiently. If you're new to soybeans, look for edamame, the young green version often found in the freezer section. They're quick to steam and make a delicious, high-protein snack. Or go for cooked, mature soybeans in stir-fries, salads, or grain bowls. Just a small serving can help you meet your daily protein goals without relying on powders or pricey supplements. Still not convinced? Just wait until you hear what's number 1. A source of plant protein so dense, so effective, and so overlooked, it's changing how scientists think about muscle maintenance after 60. And now, we've reached the top of the list. The number 1 plant-based protein for building and preserving muscle after 60 is soy powder made from dried, cooked soybeans. You may have walked past it in the store or never even seen it before. But when it comes to pure muscle-building potential, this simple powder leaves everything else in the dust. Just 100 grams of dried soybean powder contains a staggering 63 grams of protein. That's double the amount in eggs, and even higher than most cuts of meat or commercial protein powders. Because it's made from whole soybeans that have been fully cooked and dehydrated, the protein inside is already broken down and easy for your body to absorb. That means faster delivery to your muscles, especially important when muscle repair slows down with age. A clinical trial published in Clinical Nutrition followed older adults who added just 25 grams of this powder to their meals each day, without changing anything else. In just 10 weeks, participants gained up to 19% more lean muscle mass, simply by adding this one ingredient. Better yet, it's rich in leucine, magnesium, and digestive-friendly fiber, helping you not only build strength, but also recover faster and support your overall health at the same time. And the best part? You can mix this powder right into soups, savory porridges, mashed veggies, or even sprinkle it over your lunch. It stores easily, requires no chewing, and is perfect for those with limited appetite or difficulty eating solid foods. This is more than just a food, it's a tool. A powerful, natural, affordable way to reclaim strength in your 60s, 70s, and beyond. So don't go anywhere, because next we're going to pull it all together and show you how to actually use these beans day to day in a way that's easy, satisfying, and incredibly effective. Some people avoid beans because they cause gas or bloating. But here's the truth. Most of those problems come from how the beans are prepared, not the beans themselves. The solution? Soak your beans overnight. This removes up to 75 to 90% of the compounds that cause digestive discomfort. Always discard the soaking water, rinse the beans well, then cook them in fresh water. Use a pressure cooker if you can. It softens the beans and breaks down even more of those tough-to-digest elements, all while saving time. Add digestion-friendly spices like ginger, cumin, or even a bay leaf while cooking. These ingredients have been used for generations to ease digestion, and modern science backs them up. If you're just getting started, don't go all in on a giant bowl. Start slow. Try 2-4 tablespoons per day, then slowly build up over a couple weeks. Your gut will adjust naturally, and within a month or two, most people find the gas is completely gone. And here's something most people don't know. Beans digest slower than meat, which actually works in your favor. After 60, your body builds muscle over a longer time window, 3 to 6 hours after eating, instead of just 1 or 2. The steady release of amino acids from beans matches that window perfectly, making them ideal for seniors. All right, so now you know beans are powerful, and you know how to prep them right. But how do you actually eat enough to make a real difference? It all starts with one simple habit: batch cooking. Once a week, say every Sunday, cook 2 to 3 pounds of mixed beans. You can use a pressure cooker, slow cooker, or even a regular pot if you've got time. Once they're cooked and cooled, divide them into small portions and freeze them in containers or ice cube trays. These become your instant protein bank for the week. That way, anytime you need a meal, all you have to do is open the freezer and pull out exactly what you need. No more waiting hours for beans to soak or boil. Let's break it down with a simple daily plan that's easy to stick to. Breakfast. Spread a spoonful of mashed white beans on whole grain toast. Add a soft boiled egg if you like, or stir some cooked red lentils into your morning oatmeal with a dash of cinnamon. It sounds odd, but it's creamy, filling, and loaded with protein. Lunch. Try a warm bowl with quinoa, black beans, roasted veggies, and a spoon of avocado. Or a chickpea salad with olive oil, lemon, and diced tomato. Easy to prepare, and it keeps your energy steady through the afternoon. Dinner. Think hearty and comforting. Lentil stew with garlic and turmeric, stir-fried soybeans with rice, or split pea soup with carrots and bay leaf. These meals don't just taste good, they help rebuild your muscles while you sleep. You don't need to eat a mountain of beans in one sitting. Just spread them throughout your day. A half cup here, a scoop there, and you'll easily reach the 30 to 50 grams of protein from beans alone. And remember, variety matters. Different beans offer different nutrients. Switching between lentils, black beans, chickpeas, and soy keeps meals interesting and your body balanced. Best of all, the cost? It's hard to beat. A pound of dried beans costs around $1 to $2 and makes 12 to 13 servings. That same amount of protein from meat could cost 10 times more. Let me tell you about someone who proves it's never too late to change. Walter Green, a retired carpenter from Ohio. At age 79, Walter was feeling what many of us do past 70. Slower steps, weaker arms, and that frustrating loss of strength that makes everyday tasks feel harder than they should. But instead of giving in, he decided to try something new. After watching a video about plant-based eating, Walter made a simple switch. He added beans to every meal. He didn't go vegan. He didn't follow a strict diet. He just cooked lentils, black beans, and soybeans in bulk every Sunday, froze them, and started using them daily, just like we talked about in the last section. After 3 months, he'd lost nearly 15 pounds of abdominal fat, regained stamina, and noticed something remarkable. "I can stand up from the couch without using my hands now," he said. "I feel like I've bought back 10 years. And the science backs it up. Studies show that older adults who consume more plant protein, especially from legumes, maintain muscle mass and strength longer than those relying on meat alone. Walter didn't wait for a doctor's warning or a crisis to start. He chose to act, quietly, consistently, and the results speak for themselves. So if you've been wondering whether this could work for you, just remember Walter. You've heard the stories, And hopefully, you've felt something shift inside. A quiet realization that building strength after 60 doesn't have to be complicated, expensive, or out of reach. Sometimes, the most powerful changes come from the simplest places. A scoop of lentils in your soup, a spoonful of black beans over rice, a bowl of soybeans on a quiet evening. So here's what I invite you to do. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait for the doctor's warning. Start with what you have where you ate. Let your next meal be your first step. And when you do, come back here and share your journey. Drop a comment below. What's one small change you'll make this week to support your strength? We're building a community of people who believe in food as medicine, in strength at any age, and in the quiet power of showing up for yourself, one plate at a time. If this video helped you see things differently, give it a thumbs up. Hit subscribe, and if you feel moved to support this work, you can tap the thanks button below. We're here to walk with you, because aging isn't the end of strength. It's the beginning of doing it your way.